Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I thought I would try something a little bit different. It's going to be it's a twofold video. It's going to give you guys a bit of a tour. I'm going to show you how I water my plants, and I'm going to water my plants at the same time. So we're going to see how this goes. I have devised a new camera, a new camera setup. It's called the Water Cam. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so we're basically gonna be working on the warm side of the greenhouse. I unfortunately didn't turn off any fans, but we're gonna see how it goes with the fans turned off, or turned on, sorry, anyways. Just making sure my microphone's turned on. Jeez, suck to do all this for nothing. So as you've seen from my little demo in the beginning there, we have got ourselves a bit of a water cam today. So I've got it hooked up to my hose. This is just how I water my plants. Most of the time I don't like to get my orchid leaves very wet, so I try my best not to just shower everything with water. And I have found my little hose controller that I got at Walmart on the jet setting turned down with an adjustable flow. Works very good at watering all my plants. So if you ever wonder how I get in there to water some of the plants that are far away, this is how I do it. Now a lot of my plants I allowed to dry out this week. I've been busy, it's been hot, and so we're just going to go through and water some. There's a Brassica orchid. It's got a spike on it. You can maybe see it there in the cam. But a lot of them this year I've got wrinkly pseudobulbs from my lack of watering. Gosh, you know, the #1 killer of orchids is overwatering, and I'm doing like the opposite of that. I forget to water these things all the time, and they dry out so fast. Look at the roots on everything. I went to move this guy today, and he's like in the other pot. I don't know where you're looking even there, but look at that. He's in the green pot. I'm wiggling the pot in the background as well. I can't move this guy anymore. So this is one of my problems that I've been coming across lately, is that, just filling the little bag there for my Vanda, is that all my roots are growing into other pots. It's been crazy. I'm constantly having to pull them out of pots. It's good. I love good root growth. I never thought I would complain about having good root growth, but I am. There's one pot that's like way back here that I can't quite get. Way up there. Yeah, there's Brassica spike. This is the dancing lady, an Oncidium dancing lady. And there's one pot that I'm going to have to do a trick shot for. Can I get in between there? There we go. I'm getting the pot. Fill that up. I don't even know if you're angled right to see this, but anyways, let's see what else I can water. So everything does have this plastic down so that it strategically drips into away from the plant, so I'm not watering the plants below, because I'm trying not to get stuff wet, right? So just give stuff some water here, and we'll keep going. Cherry baby and spike, Brassica orchid here. This is a culminaria. We'll give it some water. It's right there. That poor thing is thirsty. I'm just going to go through and water some. So yeah, I can make the stream smaller or longer or whatever I need to reach what plants I need. So the plants in the foreground, they get lots of water, but the ones in the background, like back in here, they tend to not get so much water, and they're honestly hotter because they're getting some more of the direct sun. Less of the fans blowing, it's just more direct sun. So anyways, this is how I go through and kind of water some plants that are really far away. Sorry if stuff's in your way. I have no control over where the camera is right now. I can make that trick shot, hopefully. You might be blocked on some of these shots, but I'm trying to bend the leaves out of the way. I don't quite have the control I normally have when there's no camera attached, but we're doing okay, right? Some bromeliads down there needs to be watered. I can adjust the camera just a little bit so it's somewhere in between. Everything is just so hot this time of year. In the winter I water these guys once a week or once every like 10 days. In the summertime, even though there's lots of humidity in here and misting and stuff like that, I can water these guys every second day pretty much, and get away with it pretty easily. Yeah, they're pretty dry. That guy there in the red pot, this one, this is I think it's a Brassa orchid, and that needs to be a future video. I don't like it in the bark. Maybe we'll unpot it together and pot it up in something else. The fur bark just isn't doing it for me. It dries out too fast. But yeah, this is how I go through and do it. Of course, I can turn it, and there's misting and there's a shower setting if I want to shower, but as I say, I don't like to shower. We're going to do some of these are bulbophyllums in here. And so I can stop the water, move it, that sort of thing. Kind of boring, but this is how I get my watering done. Little ant plants. My angraecum. Some more really, really hot slipper orchids up there. The misting system just kicked on above us. It'll just have like little traces of mist everywhere. I'm not sure you're able to see the mist up there. Not from the blackhead, it's from the silverhead up there. Just lightly falling. And now I kind of messed up my watering cam. But yeah, so I water the walls. And all the plants up there. The plants on the walls, they get their leaves wet. So go through and do all that. There is a nice Cattleya in bloom right there. It's a mounted one. A little, oh, if we can see it there on the cam. An epidendrum. What else? My ant plant has dropped a few seeds around. This guy here, my Vanda, it does well with the bag. I just filled up the bag when you guys were watching. Brassidium orchid here. And there's my Hoya, look at that. It's not out yet, the Archibaldina. While we're looking up there, I might as well do some watering up there for the cats. I'm going to trim it down just a little bit. And I'm pretty accurate. I can get them all. There's another one. Got them all kind of positioned so that I can get them all. I can get them all better when I don't have a camera attached to my hose, but you guys get the idea. It's always fun to look up here, see what's going on up here. I don't get up here very often. I did put a ladder here just so you guys can see what's going on up here. Everything's pretty dry, it's pretty hot up here. I don't regrettably give it enough water. You guys see where I'm watering? We'll adjust the water cam back down. That Vanda is like growing onto my greenhouse. There is a Dendrobium spectabilis. It's growing, it's huge, but it's never bloomed for me. I'm not sure why. But look at all the roots up here. It's just insane. I know I've shown these roots before, but nothing can move anymore. I don't know what to do about these things. I've always been so excited to grow nice roots on my plants, but these things are ridiculous. Maybe everybody's roots grow like this, I don't know, but they're not in the pots anymore. Water cam. We'll water some of these nepenthes while we're here too. Can you see that? It's pretty close to me. These guys are all pretty hot up here. They do have their own dripper in them, so I'm not super worried about these guys, but yeah, what else while we're up really high? Now that there's streams of water dripping around my camera everywhere. My Hoya imperialis here is doing nicely for a nice little cutting. I'll give it some water. It's up really high, it's really bright. It's definitely hot up here. My bulbophyllum that we did the video on a few weeks back is gone. Oh, look at that. The flowers just all came off in my hand. Here's how I water it. Maybe you can see that, maybe you can't because it wasn't pointed down. It's like, this is like trick photography now because not only is it a water cam, I'm doing this on a ladder. So and half the time the camera is above my head. But yeah, there's a nice fowl back there. What is this guy? Bellina. Look at how big that is. Whew, that's a big one. Beautiful. Yeah. This hybrid of it doesn't do so good. This is Dragon Tree Eagle, but it's got a burnt leaf, I see. That sucks. Not sure why it's burnt, but it is. Schilleriana. This poor guy, this is my little Oncidium. It always gets so dry right there. I need to put a backing on the this mount so it doesn't dry out so much. Epidendrum porpax is doing well. This bulbophyllum is a little dry. These guys are always cute. And I always forget the name. There's the name. I can't quite even see it on the camera because of my angle. Well, yeah, we'll give all these guys a little water. Most of these guys are designed to shed water off them. All the phals are kind of pointing downwards, so if you get water in the crown like that, it goes out. That's very important. If you water the crown of your fowl and you don't have it pointing down, you better get the water back out of the crown or else it's going to go rotten. Okay, let's climb back down. And then you know what I like to do when things are really, really dry? Go back to the first ones and you water them a second time. Sometimes sphagnum moss, when it gets too dry, doesn't even like to hold water anymore. So you can water it really good for a few minutes and then move on and move back to it. And it'll be much happier. You'll get like 10 times the amount of water in there. Same with down here. It's like a jungle in there. But you gotta make sure you hit them all. And this is how I keep things just somewhat dry. What else can I be watering here? Water cam, Stanhopea. That guy bloomed when I wasn't looking and I missed the bloom. Some more Oncidiums are down here. Some dancing lady, or some twinkles. What else is down here? My Millennium Witchcraft is down here. Looking very thirsty. This is like underneath the shelf sort of thing. They're just down there because it's a little bit cooler, a little bit shadier. But yeah, so tell me about the roots in your plants and what you do to control them. Do you have to worry about controlling the roots? Do you not have any roots? Do you have too many roots? What is going on that that I am getting this kind of roots? You can see up here, I'm going to focus up here a bit. These roots here were like going into my ant plant. I have to pull them out. Look at this. This one's going in the bottom of another pot. I don't know if you can see that. So it's like, they're just yeah, it's from a mount up there. And these things are just crazy. You can see in here, these roots hit my ant plant. They all sunk in. I can't even see what I'm focusing on here. You see all the moss around it? That's like because I pulled them back out of this plant here that I'm touching. It's just crazy. So roots are out of control. The out of control root water cam episode. Trying to hit everything I possibly can and keep you guys in focus at the same time. What else do we got out here? Whew. Might as well do some of this wall too. I'm doing it, you might as well come along. What's going on this wall? My dendrobium here, it's pink. It's supposed to be red. That sucks. It feels pretty dry, so I'm gonna take it down. This is my Loisii, and it's dry, so I don't really need to take it down, but I am. You can see right where it's at, the misting came back on, and it's now getting like misted up there anyways. So some Hoyas, carnivorous bromeliads, Dracula orchids. Can you see where I'm watering? You gotta tell me when you can't see. Alright. There we go. And yeah, so this will hopefully keep things wet again for a few days. Get me caught up. There's my can't think of the name right now, right there. It's gone. The name is gone. My bonsai orchid, my samurai orchid. You guys can pop up the name. I can't remember it. The tag. I remember the tag is on my fireplace in the house, if that helps. It'll come to me in just a second. Maybe. What else do we have? There's another carnivorous bromeliad. Get in focus there. There we go. So anyways, this is how I water the greenhouse. Keep in mind I do have overhead watering for all the plants up above me, so that really helps, and some watering for some of the trays and stuff like that, so that really helps. But not watering for everything. Some of these guys I still got to do manually too. So that last one was Rob Cantney Hamada. There's Burbigii. There is my Rigidifolia cross. Copelandii is down there watering next. Aliensis. For watering all the main, like if I got to cover a tray, I just turn it to shower and can do that. And the Nepenthes aren't so, it doesn't matter if you shower them with water as long as they're not wet forever. These guys will be dry very quickly. So this is how I would water my Nepenthes really quick. And there's holes in the trays, so the trays leak out water in a specific spot in front of the plants, and then it just hits the floor. Again, nothing else gets wet when I'm watering like this. And yeah, that is about all of it, I think. That is me watering my greenhouse for nearly 20 minutes, at least over 15 minutes. So I hope you like this video. We've seen some cool plants, ant ferns in there, and yeah, if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And as always, thanks for watching.